everyone, welcome back to The Homegrown Artist. That was really energetic. I don't usually have that kind of energy, but I'm feeling it today. So we are out to do a little bit of a pepper harvest. They have been producing, the peppers have been peppering. I did some pickled peppers. We're all making some pepper jelly tonight. They've just been producing far faster than I know what to do with them. I still haven't done my cowboy candy. Also, the last time that we were out here, my mom and I put up a little like bean arch because we have just five. There are 5 plants here. 3 on this side, 2 on that side, I think. No, oh my God, no, there were just 3 plants. There's not even 5. I think it's just 2 and then 1. And this is what they've done. They've grown massively. They were falling over, smothering my peppers. We made a little bean arch. Our chickens, some of our chickens are learning how to crow, and they need a little more practice, but their heart is in it. Their heart is in it. They've got passion. But it's done pretty well. It fell over when it was storming a couple of days ago, so we had to come out and, well, my sister and my mom came out and put up some supports so that it would not collapse like it did that time. But let's get to peppering. I have some peppers that have been almost overtaken by ants. It's even worse. Holy crap! It's my little my fish peppers. They have decimated my fish peppers. No, this happened almost within the span of 2 days. It was not this bad when I got it here. I'm heartbroken. Okay, I need to get some diatomaceous earth and put on here. Look at that ant bed. Look at that. That's huge. And it's all up the other banana peppers, and then it's just absolutely encompassed the fish peppers. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if I don't get some diatomaceous earth out here pronto, those are going to be consumed. It was not that bad. I feel horrible. I feel like such a bad gardener. But they were not bad. Like, I had been planning on coming out with some diatomaceous earth. It just hadn't happened yet. I was like, you know what, it'll be fine. A day goes by and that's what we have. So I'm mad at myself, but it's fine. There's still hope, I think. I don't know. They look bad. But I'm going to go ahead and get the ones that are on there, not get eaten by ants, and then get some of the rest of them because we just have so many peppers. These are our little mini bell peppers. They're so cute. You know, look at that pepper. Like, that's a jalapeno, but it looks like a bell pepper because it's on the jalapeno plant with other ones. That is bizarre. These are the ones that are being eaten by ants. I keep calling them banana peppers, but they're Hungarian hot wax peppers. They just look like banana peppers, like spicy banana peppers. So that's what they are in my brain. And they are all gonna die if I don't do what I need to do. Because I'm a horrible gardener. Ow, 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 ow. Ooh, okay. There are giant Marconis, which are turning red and are absolutely gorgeous. This one's not necessarily giant, but I think just because of the weather, they're getting ripe faster than they can grow. These are our cayennes. They're lovely and gorgeous and red. Okay, these are our buena mulatas. They're gorgeous and lovely and purple. I don't see any super ripe ones. I see some that are shaped kind of funky. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those. Oh, here's some ripe ones. Okay. I realize all you're seeing of me is my hat. So they start off purple. And then they gradually go to kind of like a purpley orange, and then they get super orange, and then they go red. We'll take this one. This one grew a little weird. Bless his heart. You see that? You see him? It's fine. He's cute. He's got personality. All right, we have the peppers. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh my goodness. This is my favorite color. All of them together. That is my favorite color. All right, I'm going to go get some turkey food and chicken food and come back and take care of the babies because I know they are hungry, and I will catch you in a minute. Hello everyone, and welcome to the pepper preparation station. I know I said earlier that we were making pepper jelly, but I'm gonna do my cowboy candy tonight. It is the next day. By the way, I filmed that segment yesterday, and then it started to rain and storm, and nothing happened after that. So I'm making cowboy candy, and I am using mostly jalapenos, but I'm interspersing some of the other peppers that I have, some of the buena mulata, the serrano, the black Hungarian peppers, just for a little variety, and maybe even some bell peppers. I know I did that last year and I liked it, so just really throwing anything in there that I think looks cool. I've already measured out 1 pound of peppers. The recipe that I'm using is from chilipeppermadness.com. So thank you, chilipeppermadness.com, for that. I think this is the one that I used last year, but I know I tweaked it. It calls for a 1/2 pound of peppers. That's the servings that it has, and it makes 3 half-pint jars, but I am going to quadruple that. So I'm doing 2 pounds of peppers because I fly through these jars of cowboy candy. So I'm just gonna quadruple everything, and it should be fine. This calls for 1 cup of sugar per 1/2 pound of jalapeno peppers, but I'm downsizing the sugar that is going in here. I know I did not do nearly as much sugar as the recipe called for last time, so I think the last time I did this I put a lot less sugar, and then as I was melting the syrup and melting the sugar and the spices all together, I just kind of added stuff and tasted it and added stuff and tasted it. So that's probably what I'm gonna do this time. It's not an exact science because it's always easier to add stuff as you go, a little bit here and a little bit there, than it is to take away. So I'm gonna leave, I've got the turmeric, the sugar, the ginger, and the garlic all here together, and I can always add more sugar later if I need to, but I don't want to make it too sweet. This is 2 pounds of peppers. Look at that. Isn't she beautiful? Very colorful. We have our serrano peppers. We have our lovely jalapeno peppers. We have our black Hungarian peppers, which this is what they look like normally. They look very dark, but once they are fully ripe, I picked some early ones. Once they are fully ripe, they turn a very deep, delicious dark red. I don't know if it's focusing on this at all, but I'm gonna pretend that it is. Also have some cayenne and a couple of buena mulatas in there, just for fun. You never know. The way that you do the cowboy candy is you start melting the sugar and all the spices together and have that into a syrup, and then you simmer the chopped peppers in there for a little bit until they get soft and like they turn kind of brown. And then you put everything in the jar, you pour the syrup over them, then you put the lid on, then you water bath, and then bada bing, bada boom, you got your cowboy candy. So it sounds a lot easier when you just say that step by step, but I'm really stalling right now because my least favorite thing of this process is the actual like canning part. That is not my favorite part. I would rather just eat them as I make them. It is intimidating. It is intimidating, especially because I really feel like I don't know what I'm doing aside from mixing the spices together and chopping the jalapenos. But my mother's here to make sure that nothing explodes, and if something does explode, I can blame it on her. I come to a point in my life, especially, being the wizened old age of 25, that I realized that at some point you have to become your own adult supervision. Initially I thought, I don't need to do this like without adult supervision, and then I realized I am the adult supervision. So do with that information what you will. It's chopping time. All of the peppers are chopped, and it only took me about 2 years. In the recipe, and on pretty much any recipe you look at for this, it tells you about how thick to chop them. This says about 1/4 of an inch. I just chopped. I didn't really pay attention to thickness or how big or how small I was chopping them, because I just needed to chop. I'm in a little bit of a hurry. But this is about how big they are. It makes them cook at different speeds. That's one of the reasons they want you to try to keep them similarly chopped and of an even size, because they do simmer and like kind of cook at different speeds. But this is what I did last year. I just chopped them up. I didn't measure, and they worked fine. It is that's kind of up to whatever you want to do. And here's the exact moment that I realized I added too much apple cider vinegar, so I had to go back and add just a teensy bit more sugar to kind of balance it out so it would still be a syrup in the end. In the beginning, when I was mixing up the spices, I followed the recipe and used the proportions that it called for, but as I was stirring everything together, I went ahead and added a little bit more turmeric, ginger, and garlic to taste. I put too much apple cider vinegar in here. Okay, hear me out. I tried to get some really aesthetic shots of adding the peppers to the mix, but they just kept falling off, so it's not as aesthetic as I'd hoped. No, I mean, I'm just talking.
You okay? Did you burn yourself? Hey, Gracie.
Ow.
Oh.
That hurt. It's fine. It's fine. I am putting garlic cloves in with them, and I'm dropping those down in first. And then for your jar tips, you need to boil some water. Have your jar tips in a bowl, however many you need, and pour some boiling water over them because it helps kind of sterilize them and heat them up in the process. Make sure you have a filler so that it doesn't go everywhere, and also, you know, don't drop a hot glass jar on your arm. I am putting some pickling spice in because that's what I did last time and I really liked the taste. I'm doing just teaspoon, half a teaspoon, kind of eyeballing it. And it's okay if you don't have a lot of juice in there while you are filling them because you pour the juice in later. Okay, so you wipe off the top of the jars once you have everything filled, and you have to do this kind of quickly because you don't want things to cool off. And you're just doing this to make sure that there is no residue of any of the juice or anything on the jar itself that could prevent it from sealing properly. Put your tips on from the boiling water, and then you put the lids on and you can water bath them. I only had enough peppers to do 3 jars, so water bathing might be a no-go. The reason is, in the size thing that we have, they would probably fall over and they wouldn't be stable. So either they're hot enough to seal on their own. That's how I did my pickled peppers. I had them in the oven. You put the jars in the oven, have your stuff heated up, pour it in there quickly, have everything hot, and then wait. And if it seals, then it is sealed. And if it doesn't, then it just goes in the fridge. So it's still edible. If it doesn't seal, you just stick it in the fridge and you have to eat it faster. It doesn't last as long. So I'm filming on my phone now because my camera died. But I did like pretty severely burn part of my arm when I dropped that jar on it. So be careful. This stuff is hot. It's fresh out of the oven and off the stove. So don't burn yourself. That was an example of what you should not do. Just be careful when you're carrying stuff and handling it. They all 3 sealed, and I'm very excited that they did. I do want to say that, a little disclaimer, there is a bit more of a risk as far as sanitation concern and health concern doing it this way. So make sure you do your research as opposed to, you know, water bathing or pressure canning them. But this is how my family has canned a lot of things over the years. So do your research and make sure that you are making an informed decision when you are preserving your food, because you don't want to risk any bacteria or anything going bad and have any health concerns. So just, you know, do your research and just make an informed decision. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.